Now with the story behind the long lines of cars that started moving into place well before dawn in Detroit. Police willing to wait in those lines for a big reason to grab a free turkey ahead of the holiday. Fox News' Scott Wolchak with more on the annual event.
Since 2 in the morning, this line of cars along 7 Mile has been growing. And this line just keeps going and going and going. It's in fact over a mile long.
The line starts way around on John R. and Lance. So I'm close. I'm home run, baby.
What's the home run at the end of the line? Free turkeys.
I got two.
Because I come here every month to come get food, so this is a big deal for this turkey because remember the shutdown and all that stuff, and I needed Thanksgiving coming.
America Community Council is giving away 1,252 turkeys and all the trimmings for people in need.
It's vitally important, especially given everything that we see happening with SNAP benefits and food insecurities. We're here to fill the gap.
Ode Fakori says the ACC's distributions have doubled and tripled in number this past month due to the SNAP benefit snafu. I know there's been some issues with food stamps and all that. Has that affected you?
Yes, they just put mine on today, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, but it took a while.
Yes, it did, and I was panicking.
What you gonna do with that turkey?
So I'm gonna clean it, stuff it, and bake it in the oven.
I think it is beautiful because everybody's in need. I don't care who you are, and everybody loves free 99. Hey.
True that, especially when it's all for a great cause. If you missed this year's turkey giveaway and need help, the ACC hosts food distributions every Thursday and provides many other resources. In Detroit, Scott Wolchak, Fox 2 News.
Okay, shalom, shalom, Kwam, Yasha Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Rachaha, Radash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Achanan the Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And yeah, you can see what it is, Eve. Of course, they're going to throw Eve on TV, you know, showing her to be who she is, so to speak. But, you know, the one lady was basically like, she needed her turkey for Thanksgiving. And the line was from 2 a.m. in the morning. Can you imagine that? You sitting in your car. I'm willing to bet you they had something to drink, you know, more than likely was blowing a blunt or two, 3 blunts, 4 blunts, whatever. Because they weren't just sitting in the car, just, you know, whatever. You know, people be on their phone and shit like that. But we talking about from 2 o'clock in the morning all the way up until they start to open the damn doors at like 8, 9, whatever the case may be. Like, that's crazy, bro. But, hey, nothing wrong with accepting a damn free turkey. But we're not celebrating no damn Thanksgiving, man. As a matter of fact, let me get that one real quick. Because the customers of these people are very vain. And our people, they... Actually, I mean, Jake just don't know no fucking better, for one. But when we tell them, it's like they still don't get it. And you can give them all the proof in the world. You can bring out all the scriptures. They'll tell you that they're Christians. You bring out the scriptures and show them like, hey, look, what this is what the Lord says. This is what the Father in heaven, the Most High, which the world ignorantly calls a bunch of different names, but his name is Yahweh. We're telling you, okay, this is what the Bible is saying. This is thus saith the Lord. And you'll still be like, oh, well, you know, that was Old Testament, and you know, just a bunch of. It really wears you. It wears us down because the scripture says that surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Because it's just like, you know, you just be talking to Jake and they don't get it, but you know it's meant for them not to get it if they don't, because the Lord is the one that opens up the minds and closes the minds. You know what I'm saying, of the people, man. If he don't want them to get it, they're not going to. Our job is to just blow the trumpet, whether they hear for bear, and do what he told us to do. That's the main part. So we're not worried about whether or not they actually listen. You know, some will, some won't. It just is what it is. But let me just get what the Lord said in Jeremiah here. Yeah, let me start at verse 1 here. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. In the house of Israel, that's Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, which today would consist of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. speckled bird, we call them. People that look like the other nations, but they are actual Hebrew Israelites that come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob DNA wise, because the seed line goes through your father. So our men have, laid with the women of other nations for centuries and centuries and centuries, man. So the seed doesn't look the same as it used to. We used to be a totally dark skinned people, so to speak, but as time went on, us being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth with these all these multiple captivities, there are Israelites all over the world that look like different nations of people, but they're Israelites because they come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's a spirit thing, man. There's no such thing as bi-racial, mixed, or multiracial. I'm 13% this, I'm 18% that, and all that crazy shit. But this is the house of Israel, and this is talking about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We just say that in an overall way, representing Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. But verse 2, Jeremiah 10:2, thus saith the Lord. See, it says, thus saith the Lord. This is directly from Yahweh, which the world ignorantly calls Jehovah and all these different names. They might say, they use a lot of titles. They might say El Shaddai, or they might say Elohim, a bunch of different things, but his name is Yahweh, which means that he exists for the existing one. And the true name of his son is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And he's not a white guy, man. Here you go. She's talking about stuffing a goddamn turkey for the murderous day of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, brutally murdering our people, man. And then your ass was in slavery. Our people would, as far as her, if she's a Judite, was deep into slavery, you know what I'm saying, at the time, But see, this is why they have to be destroyed. Because the Lord is not accepting that. The Lord is not going to just be like, oh, well, you didn't know any better. There's not going to be no cloak for your sin, man, because, this Hebrew Israelite thing is big, old and young. I just ran across somebody I hadn't seen in a long time. Matter of fact, it used to be a homeboy of mine. All three of us came into the truth at the same time. Matter of fact, their mom came into the truth with us at the same time as well. And just so happened, I ain't seen her in years, and I ran across her in Walmart today. You know what I'm saying? And she was talking to me about the robots and this, that, and the third. Like, she has an idea. She know what's going on. She know about the scriptures. She know about the true name of the Father, Yahweh, and the true name of Yahweh Shai. Now, whether or not she's getting down on that tip, I didn't have a whole long time to kick it with her like that, because I know one of her sons, we kind of be having clashes, because he's one, he was in it, and then he just became like one of those Old Testament only guys, used to always, trying to go online and battle with Sakari before Sakari broke up. Then the other brother, which are both of her sons, he was following IUIC, which I'm not sure if he still does or not, but I see him here and there, but I know he's not fully there. You know what I'm saying? Because every time he pull up, he pulling out his vape and all kinds of stuff, But I seen their mom today, you know what I'm saying? So, and she's like, man, she got to be in her 70s. Easy. She got to be in her 70s. Still look good for her age, though, but she got to be in her 70s. But, I'm just saying, like, old and young, there are people that know about the Hebrew Israelites, man. The Hebrew Israelites are staples in these cities, man. It's like, you be, and matter of fact, people going to be surprised. They're going to be like, where those guys at that's normally out here every single Saturday at the same time? Because, the brothers be going out at the same time every Saturday, give or take, depends on the weather or the traffic or whatever it may be. But it's not like people don't know. Those women, those women that was in that video, I'm willing to bet you, man, I'm pretty certain they done heard of the Hebrew Israelites before. They'll actually probably tell you that they're Israelites. But they talking about THANKSTEALING. But this says, thus saith the Lord. Let's get that again. Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Learn not the way of the heathen. Turkey Day is the way of the heathen. Christmas is the way of the heathen. Easter is the way of the heathen. 4th of July is the way of the heathen. None of these holidays are our holidays. Here you go. You was brought here in captivity, and you just been here so long that you just feel like you're a part of them. That's, severe Stockholm syndrome. But it says, thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them, right? Thus saith the Lord. Salakia. For the customs of the people are vain. Their customs are vain, which means they're useless. You spending all that money, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, hey, if it's nothing in the house to eat, shit, damn right, hell, I'll wait at 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning, shit, to give me a turkey. And you know when I'm gonna get me a turkey? You know what? You know when I'm waiting? I'm waiting till after New Year's, when them motherfuckers is on sale. You know what I'm saying? That's normally when I get a turkey. You can get your shit, man. I'll grab me 2, 3 of them bitches for the same price of one right now. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Once Esau get his little money off of that shit, which people not really buying them like that anyway, because turkeys is them bitches expensive as shit right now. I was looking at turkeys. I'm looking at the prices. Them prices are not what they used to be, man, for a damn turkey. Shit. But I'll wait till after these little bullshit ass holidays and I'll go get me a turkey or 2. Shit. Throw them bitches in my freezer. It's nothing, man. Bust them bitches down, you know what I'm saying, and do all kinds of shit with them. Make me some damn turkey chili, some turkey soup, some turkey sandwiches. These motherfuckers about to waste all that money for one day type of deal, you know. But it says, for the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, right? The work of the hands of the workman with the axe, right? This is going into your Christmas holiday. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. That's like vain custom. Cutting down all them goddamn trees, man. Then by New Year's, you see all these fucking trees on the curb or the trash collectors to pick up. Millions and millions of trees every year. This is Esau. This is his kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? And the destructiveness of this man, man. That shit don't make no fucking sense. But, you know, that's Eve, man. They out there 2 o'clock in the morning like, I'm gonna get me a turkey. I just done a lesson. What was that? I think it was the past Friday with the church right up the street from me, man. That motherfucker was the fucking line was a mile or so. But see, and you notice what she said too. She was talking about her food stamps. She's like, yeah, they came back on today. But see, you Jake, y'all about to lose, man. Y'all about to lose real bad. See, Esau, he set you up. You know, he seen where your mindset is at. You ran on TikTok and all these different platforms and discriminated against your damn self, talking about robbing shit and doing this and doing that. And they seen how you was juggling, just jumping through damn hoops trying to see whether or not you was gonna get your damn stamps. But guess what? They see your game plan now. They actually, you don't think that they take down that data? They take data like that down. They can see as to how they're gonna move on your ass when the real shit is implemented, man. Government shut down, so they know pretty much about what people will do, how far they'll go, you know, to panic and this and this. They already can see that you niggas gonna come take a chip. You know, people like this, you'll get in a line at 2 o'clock in the morning to get you a turkey. You don't think that these people will line up to get a damn chip if this man is telling them that they can get just a couple of $1,000s a month, so to speak, or, you know, we'll give you all a universal basic income. Hey, look, just come and chip your kids. Let us chip you. And every time you come down and swipe, you know, your money is going to be loaded right onto your chip in your hand instead of you having that card. And these women going to go for it. I was just at the supermarket a little bit ago, and a lady was there, you know, she's like, yeah, how much I got left, and you'll my balance, and this, and this. So, you know, it's going to be rough, man, when the Lord really just snatch all that shit away. Right? So this is Isaiah 31:1. Let me try and read. Let me see how the BBE reads. Cursed are those who go down to Egypt for help and who put their faith in horses, looking to war carriages for salvation because of their numbers, and to horsemen because they are very strong. But they are not looking to the Holy One of Israel or turning their hearts to the Lord. And that's our people, man. And that's basically going into a nutshell. It's the whole Esau, the so-called white man. He's your everything. You know, whenever you need anything, you going directly to him for it. You know, and if our people are praying, They're praying to an idol. They're praying to idolatrous white Jesus. Then they'll go to the white man. Oh, Lord, and they in line. Oh, Lord, please. Please, Lord, please. And the Lord is not hearing you, man, because the Lord, he's not hearing sinners, man. You know? He's not hearing somebody that's praying to an idol. You know? But at the same time, too, he'll allow the thing to go on through. You know what I'm saying? To make you think that, you see, that's a strong delusion. That's very scary, a scary situation to be in, where the Lord will actually allow what you're praying to an idol for to actually come about. And making you think that, you know, this idol that you're actually praying to is actually real, to set your ass up to destroy you, man. That's scary as shit, bro. You know? But I just seen this little video, and I'm seeing Eve and just the way that she act, and oh yeah, and everybody, you know, need help, and they, you know, free 99. She said free 99. But, you know, hey man, you can see how desperate and what shape our people are in, and you know, of course, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Esau, he gonna always throw Eve on the news like that. You know, they always gonna throw the so-called black woman on there, because I'm willing to bet you there was some white people in that line too. You're not gonna tell me it wasn't no so-called white people in that line, bro. Like straight up, because Edomites living all throughout the city now. You know why they living in the city now? Because their system is broke down in the richer counties that they was at. They had to get the fuck on because they can't afford to live there no more. So now they in the hood living like niggas. There's some Edomites that live right across from me, man. You would never even know that they live there, because why? They park the cars in the backyard. You'll never see them out front. You'll never see them going in and out of the house. I can just see them through my block, through their backyard to the next block. They just don't know that I can see them like that, because they don't want Nick. They don't want they don't want Jake to know that they live there. But I know. You know, and it's a bunch of Edomites that's like that in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? They mind their business. They had those big, tall-ass fences, you know, where they drive their cars all the way to their backyard or into their garages, and they don't just pop out on the curb, you know what I'm saying, parking on the side of the curb in the street or whatever and walking into the front door. No, they don't use the front door. They use the back door, you know. So Esau, he's in the hood, too, doing bad, too, man. I see him sometime in the supermarket and stuff like that, you know, just looking crazy as hell. Dust buckets, whatever. But I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. I mean, these are the days and times that we're living in. But you eat, man. Let me get this one in Isaiah as well. I'm already there, so I might as well have it just clicked over. Let me go do it like this. Isaiah 32:9. See, Esau, he's giving them their, you know, somewhat of their ease back. You know, they was panicking for a minute, like, oh, massa. He giving them a little bit of their ease back right now. So this is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Right? Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. Because they're careless, man. You know, they go out and they just do what they do. They don't you know, have no counsel, no serious counsel. They don't, you know, it's just, everything is easy to them. You know, they move about in an easy way, but they make shit hard for themselves, so to speak. You know, you out here, you dealing with all these different men. You know, now you have to go to the so-called white man. He done fooled you into thinking that you didn't need no man. You know, he done fucked your whole psychological head set up as far as like what comes with being with a man or marriage. You don't even know what marriage even really is. Even people that's been together 40 years don't even know what real marriage is about. Straight up, they don't know. But verse 10 again, it says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Because it's coming to a point where this shit, all this shit is about to stop. They gave you a quick test, and then at the same time too, they're still talking about their requirements that you have to reach. You know, I think you have to work like 80 hours a month or volunteer 80 hours a month, and you know they done changed up the age ranges. I think it's not 18 no more as far as the children. They done cut that down to, I think, 14. And they've raised the ages, I think, as far as like the people, you know, as far as like, you know, you're being eligible to get this shit. So it's some shit that you're going to have to go through. So it's not all the way clear yet. Right? So it says, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Right? They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. And that's what they was doing over this past month. You know what I'm saying? You know, not being sure what was going to go on. And they're still not sure because everything is not all the way wide open. Again, they're going to have to go through those stipulations. They're going to have to, and it's, you know, there's really no jobs out here like that for them to even be trying to work 80 hours a week. All these people, you talking about, I guess out of the 42 million they was talking about, you can you know, factor out the elderly and the children, you know, so to speak. But man, that's gonna be still. What do you think of possibly? Let's just say it's 5 million people left out of those 42 million. Where do you think 5 million jobs coming from? 10 million jobs. There are no jobs like that. So when Trump is saying volunteer, they're gonna mean, all right, well. But they was already talking about people going into to replace the immigrants that were being imported, or, you know, or the ones that they were swooping up, immigration. They was talking about the people that was going to replace those jobs was the people that's actually receiving these goddamn food stamps. Like, oh no, you can volunteer 80 hours a month if you want to keep your food stamps coming through. So, you know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You never know what this man is going to do, and especially right now, with the Epstein files and shit hitting him over the head, he seems to, he's moving like a frantic old man. So he might just, ain't no telling what this man might do, man. Anything can jump off in the next week or two as these files start to come out, man. They could go ahead and fucking false flag this, false flag that. I'm looking for some false flags to happen. That's just me speaking as a man, because ain't no telling what's about to happen, man, with this man. I'm just being honest about it. Because you can see from his track record, man, he's not too there when it comes to him getting cornered. You know, when he gets cornered like that, he normally try to sue the shit out of the people who's cornering him. You know, he got a lot of lawsuits. He done won quite a few as far as fake news. He's calling it fake news. He done won a lot of money with a lot of news networks, but he can't shake these emails that's coming out, man. So ain't no telling what he gonna do, man. They're doing damage control, and we're gonna see. I'm just waiting on a little bit more information to come out on some of that before we, you know, really get into it. But it's not looking good for them guys, man. I was hearing some information today though. I'm like, God damn, no one's in the emails? Like, shit, what the fuck is going on here? Now here you go, mind you, He's talking about cleaning up these cities, talking about cleaning up crime, you know, sending ICE into these cities, sending the National Guard, sending the military. He's bombing Venezuelan boats for drugs, all this shit like that. But when it comes to these so-called little white girls that are being raped by older pedophile men, he don't want to let the files out. Like, what the fuck? Like, just show you how hypocritical these people are, man. But anyway, another subject, another topic. Another lesson. But you Eves, man, y'all gotta, you know, our people in general, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you have to wake the fuck up, man. Let me get this real quick, because we're living in the last days, and this man is about to come down with great wrath. And so while matter of fact, that scripture that talks about the peace and safety, what is that? Let me see. Verse 3 here. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 1, and it's entitled The Day of the Lord. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. See, we can see the times and the seasons, man. And we're letting the people know the times and the seasons. For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. It's going to come to these people unawares, man, because we've been telling them and they haven't been listening. For when they shall say peace and safety, yeah, here's your food stamp back. You know, here's your SNAP benefits back. You know, everything, the government is back open. Everything is good. Everything is cool. The economy is doing great. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Imagine a woman. We've seen all kinds of movies. I've never experienced the pregnancy of a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Around me. But, you know, we've seen movies, we've seen news articles. You know, I think it was right here in the city. a police officer delivered a lady's baby and shit, man, on the side of the damn road. She couldn't make it to the hospital because travail came upon her suddenly. She couldn't hold it back, and that's the same way this place is gonna fall, man. That's the same way this place is gonna fall. This place is gonna come quickly, and Esau's not gonna be able to do anything about it. And the people, they don't inform the American people are the most uninformed people in the world. So they're not gonna know what's hitting them over the head until it's actually hitting them over the head, right? Well, let me go back to this Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. See, now's the time. You can see all the signs. The signs are clearly there. All the prophecies are playing out. World War III is on the brink. The mark of the Beauty and the Beast, that's goddamn show moving hard as hell. That's moving harder than shit, man. And I was thinking today too, they got rid of the penny, so they're not printing any more pennies. Pennies are still out here. You can still use them, but they're not printing anymore. But as they gather them up, it's kind of gonna just disappear, I guess, over time, if anything. But when I was thinking about that, people that because they was talking about how they were gonna round the penny off. If you're, say, like if your shit comes out to $8.22, they're just gonna round your shit off to $8.20. So you save 2 cents. But if your shit hit 23 cents, they're gonna round your shit off to 25 cents, and you pay an extra 2 cents, right? But they're not worried about that, really. Why? Because they asking for exact change. How do you give exact change? Through your tap and pay, your debit card, your Google Pay. However you paying, it's all digital. So you're not gonna need any of that anyway. People don't really use cash like that, so they're phasing the cash out. So we got that already popping, man. It's nothing for Donald Trump and them to go ahead and say, you know what? They already talking about digital IDs for immigrants. Driver's license, digital driver's license, mobile driver's license, so to speak. All this, everything is just automated. They want everything robotic. They want everything, on that tip where, it's just walk your ass through and beep, almost like, a metal detector. They want your ass to turn into, they, basically have up, beepers every goddamn where, okay, your chip, camera pickable. Matter of fact, they ain't gonna even need that. The cameras is everywhere. I'm pretty sure, like, somebody like Walmart, soon as Walmart see you walking in, they already know that they don't need somebody to follow you, because especially if you go in often, they're like, oh yeah, that person, that's such and such, such and such. They already know from your debit card or whatever you may use, especially if you use your debit card. They already, I'm sure, beep, oh, he's a fine, don't even follow him. He's been in here 1,000 times. He always, pretty much grab the same things, and I'm pretty sure, because they collect data like that. Now, if a new person walk into that store, then you might have a secret shopper on your ass, or a secret security guard on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Following you through the store, if you know what I'm saying. And you just never know. I don't put that past Walmart. But the self-checkout game is on point, and it's nothing for them to go ahead and take that thing to the next level, man. Verse 12, it says, the night is far spent. Romans 13 and 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. So it's high time to wake out of sleep and push off the bullshit, man. Start calling on the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and asking him to clean you up, to get rid of the things that that displease him from out of your life, and ask him to replace it with the things that please him. You want to be meek, humble, and contrite in spirit, and actually ask for the fruits of the spirit to rid you of all the bullshit, man. Because, coming up in America, Babylon the Great, man, or just in this world period, no matter where you are, especially under Esau, Edom, the white man's rule, you're going to be fucked up, man. We're all tainted with a bunch of bullshit. So, as time goes on, the Lord, he cleans you up, but he knows your heart as well. But you need to be calling on the name Yahweh, which is the true name of the Father and his Son, Yahweh Shai, and asking as you read, you should be praying. That's why it says, blessed is the man that read. Another one comes to mind. Let me see if I can find it. How is it worded? Salaki, bear with me. I'm trying to think. Is it Matthew? I know it's Matthew. I'm trying to think where exactly, though. Is it the tree and its fruit? I don't know, that wasn't the one. Yeah, so much information in here. I might as well try and type it in. Yeah. Bear with me, y'all. Wait a minute, 24. Luke, Slovakia. Let's get this here. Interpreting the Time is the title on it. Luke 12:54. And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower. And so it is. And this is red letter, so this is Yahweh speaking. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Verse 56. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? So you got people that can go out, oh yeah, my knee hurting, my arm hurting, yeah, I can smell rain, and but you can see the clouds, when it's gonna do all that, you know what I'm saying, But when it comes to sin, the love of many waxing cold, Matthew 24:12. 2 Timothy 3, 1-5 coming to pass, where it talks about in the end days perilous times should come, where men shall be lovers of their own selves, unthankful and unholy, disobedient to parents, fierce, without natural affection. A bunch of other things is being named off. So you can see all those things happening. You can see the wars, rumors of wars. That's in Matthew 24. You can see the pestilence. You can see the famines. You can see the earthquakes in diverse places. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You can see all these things happening, and that's a sign, just like the weather, like how you can see clouds in the sky, like, oh shit, I need an umbrella, I should have wore my boots today, I should have used my rain jacket, whatever. It's the same way, but people are ignoring those signs. It's just like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I know it's about to snow, I don't need no coat. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we're at right now, man. So our people, man, are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and a lot of them are going to be destroyed. So we're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that he will hold on to us. Continue praying for the Lord to not take away his Holy Spirit from you, man. That's very important. I pray that every day. It's the last thing you want. You don't want the Lord to take your Holy Spirit, his Holy Spirit from you, man. And you out here and you got to, be dealing with the bullshit, and you just out here bugged the fuck out. Dealing with one of these silly ass women that's up at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to get a fucking turkey. Think about the men that they are dealing with. Probably ain't, them niggas at the crib probably fucking smoking a blunt, playing 2K while they sitting there. It's just crazy, bro. This place is done. So I'm gonna end out there, man. I just seen that little video and how proud Eve was to get her food stamps and shit back. You know what I'm saying? And how proud she was. And again, when they be praying, you know who they praying to. They praying to sweet white baby Jesus, which is an idol. And it's just gonna be all out extra chaos and real torture, man, for these people. Because the Lord is gonna torture them. That's the thing, man. We don't want no parts of that. So I'm gonna end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a Baba Ball.